Okay, this is the VOD review for the second Omnic Lab game for the second season. I forget who you guys are playing against. It'll probably be quicker than the last one, actually. Almost definitely will. Partly because the games are really quick, but partly because I don't think you guys did like nearly. There wasn't nearly as many bit like errors here. You guys actually played. I think you guys played. You definitely played up. Um, like if you played as well as you did in this series, on the game before I played, I think you guys would probably have won pretty handily. Anyways, let's get started. So we're gonna go through the fact that this guy pauses for 10 years. Unlucky that they're running. I don't know why they're trying to cheese you with the sim when you guys are like average like 600 SR below them in SR. That seems like if we were fighting a team that we would not be pulling out cheese, but whatever. Oh, this is from X point of view, by the way, in case you can't tell. Good call out by Chip. Speed boost left side. You speed boost left side. This is great. Noobs is going to flank to get up to high ground. You can see him leaving here. All perfect. You guys establish presence on the point. Nice job. You completely ignore these two tanks here, which is great, and you get a great hook onto the sim. Unfortunately, they got lucky. This Moira was already spraying in the path, and your stupid Hog 4.0, whatever Hog he is now, doesn't have the damage to do anything. So she just kind of backs up. Um, a good when you're playing Hog, you got to call stuff out. So here it wouldn't have mattered. Even like I don't think anyone would have finished her off, but you're not. A lot of times you don't finish people off anymore. So when you get a hook, you got to call it out. Be really vocal, and that's one of the mistakes I think you make here. You're not very vocal when you're playing Hog. But still, like that was still great. You played that perfectly. Like the tanks went in, and you just looked. Oh, hey, look, a backline completely open, and it would have worked in a ton of scenarios. So Chip kills Soldier. It's a 5v6 now. So excuse me, you have noobs up top doing tons of damage presumably, and you're ignoring the tanks and you're finding the sim. This is very important, and this is awesome that you're looking for this sim because before she gets TP, you hit a good shot, and then you. So here's what happens. It happens so fast, and this VOD is so long. Let me go to full screen here. Soldier's dead. You move in, you find the sim, you get some good shots. She's now at like 40% health. Backing in up the staircase where your DPS is that you know he's there. You have to call this out. You have to tell noobs, sim behind you at less than half health. I think the alternate reality of this right here, if you had called that out, I don't know if you can hear the audio, but I know you don't. I looked through this already. Is that noobs turns around, she eats either a helix rocket to the face or 3 hit bullets or whatever. Like noobs easily finishes off that kill, and she doesn't get to place this TP because what's happening right now is she just placed a teleporter behind Noobs. Noobs had no idea what was going on. You didn't say anything. He gets decimated by a Junkrat from behind, or somewhere, I don't know. And here comes the cavalry with that TP. So this fight was so close to going well, and you played it really well in like your actions. You just didn't communicate. If you had told, it was like one sentence away, I think, from winning this team fight. Noobs turns around, he kills the sim before she puts down TP. You guys win this fight. Because I think you'll see how I know this is you look back here. Yeah, there's the TP right behind where Noobs was, and you didn't know maybe she had TP yet, but you still should have called out that there was a sim at half health right behind Noobs going into that cabin. So, um, again, just be more vocal when you're in general, and especially when you're playing Hog too, because you can't kill people often by yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna fast forward. I believe Noobs gets trapped and deleted, so you guys have to wait. It's a good start. Oh, I missed the good hook again. Yeah, your hog is on point this game. You're getting some high impact, high value hooks. Because I believe here, you thread the needle somehow and get this sim. Yeah, I don't know how you do that. And boom, Mikey falls up with a hammer to his face. This is a fantastic start. You eat that thing. So whole hog. Don't whole hog here. Whole hog is when hog is at his most vulnerable, and when you're at 250 health and facing down a auto aim soldier, you're just yeah, you're just gonna die. Um, Especially at that range. Maybe if you were like in the in like in a corner with him, you could burst him down. But Hog's like this. I feel like Hog's ult is like the second or third worst in the game, pretty easily. So it's fine if you have to hold it for a while. Like it's not very high value, and you're not gonna get a lot there. Okay, so somebody's already in the point. You guys push it in. Focus in the healers. Good stuff here. Found a soldier behind you. Okay, so here's what um, first I want to talk about is that Noob is getting tons of work done in these fights, but then he dies because they're focusing him down because he's killing people. He just needs. I think he needs a little bit more help. This is probably for Zach, who probably will not watch, will never watch this anyways. But like, we needed. You guys needed to have kept Noobs alive. He was the sole DPS here, and I think this is. I should have paused the fight. Like in earlier fights, he's also getting work done and killing people, but then he just gets overwhelmed because the other team knows that he's the only DPS, and so like obviously this is not UX. Like you're as Roadhog, you're not supposed to do anything here. But and even like I don't know what Higgs was doing, but his healing isn't that much. This really should have been Zach trying to keep Noobs alive a little bit more. Even though it's tricky because he is supposed to be keeping tanks alive as Moira, but it's unfortunate because it always like there's the second or third of these fights where like he kills at least two people and then he dies. Um, but what I want to talk about for you here is that you do isolate this guy. This is good. You're going for the DPS. That hook 100% would have hit. It was a good prediction where he was going to go, but Chip boops him out of the way. Rest in peace, teamwork. You just leave. That's a good idea to leave with leave Chip to do that, by the way, and not keep chasing. Good call there. Okay, so at this point, the fight I believe is even, or you're one up, and this whole fight is going to be that way until the bitter end, is where it's you guys are either even or you guys are one up with players. So Chip calls out the Reinhardt to kill the Reinhardt because he does charge in behind enemy lines. Unfortunately, I think Noobs is dead here. The damage just isn't there fast enough. Because you hear Higgs saying healers first right now. Everyone's going for this Roadhog. I don't know about this call. It was a good call, though. Like, he charged, he should die. But with the setup you guys are running, it does take you a little while. You do punish it in the end, but Higgs is calling out healers first because he's getting slurped to death. Uh, Here comes a soldier ulting, but you hook him out of it. Okay, here's the fight I was talking about. And now I'm not saying this would have won you the fight here. This is not as big a deal like you not calling out that sim flanking poor Noobs. But we see it now. It is dead even. I'm almost positive it's a 3v3 here. Maybe you guys even have somebody coming in closer. Who knows how close spawns are? But you see here we have a D.Va and her two healers. Big Boss D.Va and both of the healers. And I could see in your mind thinking healers first. Because here, you turn, you snap, actually oddly like Terminator, like you snap directly to look at the Lucio. Great, great, great. But Lucio dips over here, and your instincts kick in, and you just start firing at the D.Va. And it's like, okay, she's being double pocketed. You guys don't even kill her. She just ults. You had Hook this whole time, too. And see, now that she's gone, now you go for Lucio. Well, look, you hook him and kill him. If you had just done that, you spend time going on the D.Va for really no reason. She's being double pocketed. So that's the fight I was talking about there. It's like you can jump over the payload and try to get that hook off a little earlier. I don't know if it would have necessarily won the fight or anything, but I think it's at basically the end, right? You guys have this. Oh, that's right. You have this one last push. Here comes Riptire. Everybody gets off point. I think somebody should always stay on point here. Probably you. You can survive Riptire by taking a breather. And I say this because you were so close to that second tick. Everybody scatters to avoid the Riptire, but that doesn't really help because he's still going to be able to find somebody. Like if you all spread out to your own little corners, like it still makes sense to have somebody stay on point here and keep this going up. Nice hook onto Tracer. Yeah, see, you play Roadhog like really well here. It's a high value hog. They get through here because it was a Junkrat and D.Va. They just flew over. They didn't go into the choke. But that was a good whole hog, by the way. That is a perfect time to use the whole hog. That was unlucky it didn't work. Noobs is up top using his ult. Again, he gets another 2 kills. And I believe, again, he immediately dies afterwards because they're trying to kill him first. And I believe that's pretty much just the end of it. You have hook here. You should try to hook here. You do end up hooking her out of it. Yeah, that's good. But I think it's over. Okay. So I think it was like a good offense. Like you guys played it well. A few bad, like, it was close. I think if Noobs could have survived for a little bit longer, if you guys could have kept Noobs up, identifying that you have a player on this team that is like a couple hundred SR above everybody and playing the only DPS probably would have been a good idea to try to keep him alive a little harder. He was getting dumpster after he killed a couple people. I didn't see Higgs' point of view. Maybe Higgs is always following Noobs around to make sure he's alive. And again, it's probably just Zach, who's never going to watch this, so whatever. But unlucky. So you guys are about to get cheesed by a quad tank, which you probably should have saw coming considering they cheesed with the sim. You guys didn't really plan for that, especially with the double hit scan. Double hit scan is pretty terrible against quad tank. Someone probably should have seen this coming, or at least planned against it, had some sort of mitigation plan for this, as opposed to just like what you're running now is pretty bad. This is exactly what a quad tank wants because the 2 DPS don't have, the 2 hit scan don't have enough. That's mainly what happens here. Is you guys just go bowled over. This is so close. Zach flashbangs Zarya. You get a couple shots in the Helix Rocket. The Helix Rocket is just a little bit too late. You can see by another tank. You know what? I mean, this is fast. The only thing I say here is I don't know why you dropped down. We'll watch this again. I'll watch this in slow motion. There's really no reason to drop down here. They all come in. You see tanks go first, and you're going to see healers. Actually, oh, sorry. So what is it? Triple tank with the sim? Yeah. Healers are right over here. Discorded Lucio right here. Moira there. Instead of going for them, you just drop down and you start going for... Yeah, see, I don't understand. Like, you start... How do I get here? Wow, geez. Like, you start tracking... There, you start tracking the Lucio. You do switch targets. But then for some reason you just jump down and start going for the D.Va. And start shooting tanks in your face. And then, of course, D.Va capitalized on the fact... I mean, she's probably just flabbergasted that she just saw you jump down for no reason. So she just bowls right into you. And then the fight's lost. And of course, Sim's like, oh, cool, he just dropped down on my turret range. Or my beam range. Let me just kill him. Not sure why you jumped down there. But, again, that probably is not like that would have been... You would have had to have godlike accuracy to have turned that anyways, because you guys just kind of got bowled over. So, yeah, mostly positive stuff though. You guys played that really well all around. I think it was good call. It was like good communication, good call outs, and good coordination for the most part. Just keeping Noobs alive, and your specific X. I feel like you played this well almost this whole time. You played it well, but you just weren't talking a lot in that offense hog. Which I know you're probably waiting for Chip to talk, but like. Oh, man, if you had called out that Sim who was so low going up behind Noobs, if you had just said something and Noobs had heard you, you would have taken this point. So, but still, that was good. It was surprisingly, it was good to. It was fun to watch that afterwards because like you guys played that really well. It's just you guys definitely punched up. So, yeah, that's the first one.